begin?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time. Welcome once again to Fulton Street Beats. I hope you are doing well today. And as you can see, we have the Guitar Kit World Gem in front of us with a few changes. We have Dark Matter 2 pickups and the maple pick guard on it. And that came about because, well,
Let's begin.
we had to take this guitar apart because we had to buff it. That's right, we had to do some wet sanding with some 2500, and we had to buff out the guitar, which was a very simple process, time consuming, but very simple. Normally I let these things, especially being lacquered, I let them sit for a while before I attempt to do this. However, this was sitting for about a week. I did have a couple spots with some blushing issues, so I went back in earlier that day, believe it or not, and applied a thin coat of lacquer to the spots that had the blushing, and it melted in and evaporated, which was exactly what I was going for. Planetary alignment, everything turned out right, and I went back in later on that evening and wet sanded gently, and then with 2500, and then proceeded to buff with some light cut compound. And so if you guys are doing a lacquer job, a lot of you guys are seasoned, you know exactly what you're doing with your lacquer jobs, but you can buff these things out. If you sometimes when you lay lacquer, it's a crapshoot. It's varying on temperatures, you name it. Sometimes you can get it to lay so smooth it's like glass, but there's a trade-off because while humidity will make things lay smooth, you can trap condensation in the lacquer, and that is exactly what happened with this guitar. However, it was correctable. It usually is. There is different additives you can use with lacquers if you're using a compressor, and you're mixing your own to take away that effect, make the flash time a bit quicker. However, with this, we just used a spray can, and I knew that I was going to have to be doing a little bit more buffing that way, but I'm going to take you to the video of this in a few minutes here. And this video is the lacquering, not the lacquering, but the just the buffing process. Now, keep in mind that when this video starts, I've already wet sanded it with 2500. So basically, the guitar is totally taken apart, and it's at that point at the end of this where I decided to install the Dark Matter 2 pickups into this guitar. Why did I do that? Well, initially, the Dark Matter 2s were in the BYO JEMs, which is up here sitting currently with, well, no pickups in it. That's because I don't know what I want to do with it yet. It's a pretty guitar. It really is, and it plays really well, but I just don't know what I want to do with it. Maybe we'll put the DiMarzio knockoffs in it. I'm going to tell you one thing. This is a basswood body. Believe it or not, these Dark Matters sound really good in it. So they're supposed to be designed for mahogany, or so I'm told, but I will assure you they sound fantastic in this, and I have no regrets of doing it. Now, back here we have, I want to be clear on this. This is the BYO behind me, and this Jem style guitar is also first rate. I don't want to make it sound like the BYO is a second rate build kit, because it's really not. It's $219, and you get a lot for the money. As a matter of fact, all the components that come with this are pretty decent. Really nice bridge. The tremolo bridge is really, really nice. I just happen to like the gold bling that comes with the Guitar Kit World kit. And the necks are a toss-up. The necks and the fretboards are, I mean, they're just neck and neck. Why I chose this one is because it had more interesting features on the headstock. So that's why this one came out, in my opinion, and that's not set in stone fact. My opinion, what my personal taste and preference was this. No way. I want to make it clear in the previous videos. No way am I knocking Build Your Own Guitar, because I'm not. These are both great kits, and like I said before, it's what's your flavor. So this is it. This is my flavor. That is why I decided to put the Dark Matters in it with the maple pick guard now instead of the white pearl. This is my flavor. Rosewood knobs, my flavor. Gold tuners, gold trim, gold screws, my flavor. My color, my flavor. Beautiful guitar. Love it. Amazing to play. Amazing action. And does it sound good? It sounds decent. But, I mean, they're kit guitar pickups. Now, just so you know and you're aware, BYO has promised to send me a set of pickups to put in these. And they've told me that the specifications for those pickups are very close to the Steve Vai Utopias, in between the Utopias and the Dark Matters. So basically Steve Vai specs. I'm not sure when they were going to be here. I was told they were going to be shipped out Monday. I haven't seen them yet. Very interested to see what they sound like in this mahogany body. I bet it's going to rip. I bet they're going to rip. I really, really do. BYO makes some nice stuff. Kit is first rate. Guitar Kit World's kit's first rate. Like I said, they're neck and neck. It's just the gold was my flavor. And I love this red. And I think that would really pop with a gold mirrored pick guard. Maybe we can make that happen. I'm not going to change anything really. Like the tuners, I think they're great. They work. The trim works. I wouldn't change the switch. I wouldn't change the knobs. None of that. It all works. It all functions great. So I'm going to stick with that stuff. Will we upgrade the pickups? Yeah. If they send them out like they said, definitely upgrade them. Do a video on them. I'll let you guys know how they sound. I'll do a sound. I got lots of sound test videos coming for you guys. It's just that there's so much going on right now. It's hard to keep up. I had this going on. I've been working on the Stevie Ray Vaughan clone, as you can see here. We got a little farther on this one. I got another video coming out on that. As you can see, I antiqued the fretboard. So that's pretty cool. But without any further ado, let's get you to the process that I went through to buff this body out, in case you guys are wondering what it takes to buff out lacquer to a nice shine. Don't be afraid to attempt it. It's pretty fun. Minimal product. I use Meguiar's Ultimate for everything. And here it is, guys. Stay right there.
Let's begin.
Okay, so what I've done is I've sanded down. I say sanded down. I went over it pretty thoroughly once with 400 grit wet sand. And now what we're going to do is take a liberal amount of alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and put it all over to evaporate any water that may be hiding anywheres, and to clean the surface. And get it ready for some lacquer. And you can't, there's no such thing as being too liberal. It is alcohol. It's just going to simply clean the surface. And that is our goal. And it's unfortunate that blushing happens, or we just buff it, but some blushing did occur. No sense crying about it. We just face the music, and we'll soften the lacquer and draw out the moisture. Okay, should be all good to go. We'll just let our rag dry. It's just alcohol, and we're ready to lacquer it. Next time you see it, in a few minutes, it will be in lacquer. So now we got this wet sanded and started the buffing process. And, I just use Goyer's Ultimate Compound. It's very good on dark colors also. With a medium cutting pad. Same thing on the back. Be careful of your edges. And we give it a wipe down. See if we have any spots that we've missed, and repeat. A good way to tell is just hold it in some fluorescent light and make sure you don't have any unwanted bumps. That actually cut very quickly. And inside your horns you can get with your hands if you have to. I hope you can see the shine. I'll get it in the camera here. And as you can see, we got rid of the blushing. And this will get waxed also. It's looking pretty outstanding. We could go even farther. I think we're going to stop right there. And now what we're going to do is change our pad and apply a wax. Make sure your pad's clean. And we have our final buffing pad. Low speed for your wax. that sit over. Doesn't take much. Just take this on the side, on the pad already, and get your edges. Rotate. And what I do is use my polishing pad to polish in the rest of the wax, and then do the rest by hand. And then we just get the rest by hand. Make sure it's all nice and smooth and even. You'll notice right away that it's like glass. And there we are. And I hope you guys can see that beautiful shine. 100% better than it was. And later on, you can actually go back through, give it another wet sand, and make it even shinier. But this first initial wax, this one didn't even sit a week, so I kind of got to be careful with it. And actually, we went back today and fixed some blushing with some more lacquer. So just being very careful with it. I'm not using a lot of harsh abrasives or heavy cuts. There we are. I'll lay that there. I got quite a bit of mess here. A wiring dilemma earlier with a different guitar. So. Beautiful. Stunning. Okay, let's put our neck on.
1 hour later.
So we do have sound. The jack is working. That is a good sign. Okay. And now I'll bring you over here and we can tune her up. Okay, so we're gonna give this thing a little tune up here. I got an app. I don't know even what it's called. It's a guitar tuner, but it gives me a strobe and gets this very precise, and it also reads pretty well whether the intonation's good. So we're gonna start here at the E2, and I think should be pretty close to it. My action is super low right now, so we might have to adjust that up. But let's get an initial tuning in and see what we got here. And that's almost dead on. We'll go to A string, A2. A2 is dead on. D3. D3's a little high. Not much, but we'll keep it there because it's going to go backwards. We'll go to our G string. Way out. Strobing. Make sure you're locking nut. Here's our G, dead on. And we'll go to B. This is a fantastic tuner. Beautiful. Beautiful, fantastic tuner right there, okay? And now we're going to go to our E4. Hopefully we don't break a string from having these on and off so much. I'm going to back off a little bit and tighten the string and make sure that it is not slippage. Everything's good, and I'm going to check every one of these and make sure they're all good and tight. Just give them a snug. The worst thing in the world is a string popping out of your bridge. Okay, so almost there. Now to tune one of these, you actually need to have these properly. You need them in the playing position. But this is just to get it kind of in the vicinity. So we'll go back to E2 again, and you'll find that it's going to be way out again. Should be. Usually it is. And it is. And the reason that is because it's going to start drawing up for the adjustment for your tremolo in the back on your claw. And it should go right back to its initial position, or close to it. Go back to E2 again. Okay, we'll go to D3. G3. And I know we're getting close because my bridge is raising. almost perfectly level, which it doesn't have to be. You can have a slight raise to it if you want your trim height different. B. And once again our E. And if we go back to our first string again, we're tuning it to E2. If we go back to that again, we're going to be low again until that trem finds its balance point with the springs in the back. But it gets closer each time. So as you can tell, that's all it took to get that on. And I like to drop back again real quick. And we're going to jump right to D. And our turns will get less and less each time we run through. And I do this as a slow process because we don't break any strings that way normally. B3. E4. And our turns are getting less and less back to E2. And eventually it'll stabilize, then we can lock it down and we can do our fine tuning with our fine tuners that are backed all the way out. And that's just how I do it, and make sure it's precise, and should have a really low action when we're done too. Our turns are very minute now. And that's what we want, because we want to make minute adjustments with our fine tuners, not big ones. We don't want to use them all up. And you'll find we go back again, it'll be less out when we go back. And now, boom, right on. What sucks about these, you gotta tap them twice. And always take into account your nut. Sometimes they go a little sharp when you use your nut. Need our G string. Beautiful. B. E4. And now they're getting so minute of tuning now. We go right back through, we do it one more time. And it should be just right there's on, boom. E2. Three. And each one has about the same movement in the tuner. The tuners on this Guitar Kit World guitar are actually really good. I'm pretty impressed with them. At least the one I got is. An E4. We're so close. Okay, we're gonna go back, check them. Okay, so that's gonna be barely move your tuner. That's right in tune, barely moving it. Again. Barely moved it. D. Perfect. G. Perfect. Yeah, these are just very minute. So we're going to use our fine tuners now. We'll lock down the nut. Very nice. Now we're going to lock down our nut. Providing I brought the right size over. There it is. And sometimes these go a little sharp. I just snug these two because these can damage your strings also. So now we just come back through and we'll see if we went sharp or not. It's dead on. Dead on. D's a little out. Now is where we use our fine adjuster. We'll finalize the perfect, and then fine adjustment. And then once we get it in the seated position, we do our fine tuning with our adjusters. And when I say they're close, you'd never tell. That's how close they are right now. Perfect. Perfection. Perfect. Perfection. And there you have it, guys. So this is what I've decided to do. Basically, is take the pick guard from the BYO JEM kit. They didn't come with the BYO JEM kit. This is all upgraded maple pick guard with Dark Matter 2 pickups. A lot of money right here in switches and electronics. A lot. And place this on my favorite guitar, which was the Guitar Kit World guitar that I built. The BYO being a very second close runner-up. As a matter of fact, it was a toss-up. What made me decide to go with this guitar really was the color that I decided to do it. And actually just the hardware that came with it. I love the Ibanez branding on everything. I really do. It just, really quality piece. I like the 5-piece neck. And I like the look of this headstock. It has more features in the maple, and the gold just really makes it pop. I like this fretboard the best. Although, once again, the BYO was a very, very close second. As a matter of fact, I was debating on which neck to run, and that's why initially I took this neck off. But with some thought There's no need to, and as you can see, my action, I hope you can see, is so low and set up very, very well. I don't think I'm going to need to really, no, she's right just the way it is, so perfection. Now, I'll get you guys a close-up of this, and then we're going to work on, later on, I don't think I'm going to do a video, but I got the BYO JEM over here that is looking quite different, and honestly, pretty good. So, we'll check that out in a little bit. Also, show you the end result of that one, whatever we decide to do with that one. Actually, the BYO JEM body, I am debating whether I'm going to pull the electronics off and maybe throw it on reverb. We'll see. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching Fulton Street Beats. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And I will be back with you soon with another cool video. Thanks. Bye.